Welcome to the conspiracy. Have you ever scrolled through your feed and stumbled upon something just so outlandish, so bizarre that you absolutely have to click, you have to go down the rabbit hole?
Oh, absolutely. Happens all the time.
Well, today we're doing exactly that. We're diving deep into an internet phenomenon that's, well, it's genuinely captivated millions. It's sparked countless memes, jokes, and honestly, some real bewilderment across social media.
You're talking about the Trisha Paytas baby theory.
Exactly. The viral Trisha Paytas baby theory. It's this wild idea suggesting there's this uncanny correlation between when her children arrive and when major public figures pass away. It's become like a shortcut to being in the know on one of the internet's weirdest ongoing stories.
It really is a fascinating case study, almost textbook, you could say, of how collective online activity can grab a few coincidences, just unrelated events, and spin them into this really compelling narrative, even if it's, completely baseless. So we're going to unpack how this theory even started, look at the timeline of events that kept fueling it because it kept happening, and also, maybe most interestingly, explore how Trisha Paytas herself has reacted to being, well, the center of this really out there idea.
Yeah, how she's navigated it all.
Exactly. You'll see how the internet, almost in real time, connects the dots, sometimes in the most unexpected and, frankly, absurd ways.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Where did this all kick off? It really started with Trisha Paytas' first child, didn't it?
It did.
Now, for anyone who might not be super online, Trisha is, well, she is a long-standing internet personality. Very unique online presence. YouTube famous for years, now her podcast, Just Trish. Polarizing sometimes, but definitely a fixture.
The fixture, yeah.
So she and her husband, Moses Hackman, they welcomed their first daughter, Malibu Barbie, back on September 14th, 2022. And the name itself got attention, but that wasn't the main thing. It was the timing.
The timing is absolutely key here. That's what set the whole thing in motion. Just 6 days before Malibu Barbie was born, on September 8, 2022, Queen Elizabeth II passed away.
Wow, 6 days. That's close.
It was even closer than that, actually.
Yeah.
Trisha had announced she was in labor just hours before the news broke about the Queen's death.
No way. Hours.
Yeah. So that incredibly tight proximity, it just sparked this immediate, explosion online. Speculation went wild. Suddenly, platforms like Twitter back then mostly were just flooded with this joking theory that Malibu Barbie was the Queen reincarnated.
Oh my gosh, I remember seeing those.
The memes were everywhere, just incredible volume. You had people tweeting things like, guys, Queen Elizabeth is literally going to reincarnate as Trisha Paytas' baby. Whoever manifested this has a special place in hell.
Oh, wow.
Or, you're laughing. Queen Elizabeth's about to be reincarnated as Trisha Paytas' baby, and you're laughing. It was instant. The online world just connected those dots immediately. No hesitation.
It really doesn't waste time, does it? So, okay, you've got this huge global figure passing away, a baby born almost simultaneously, and boom, a prophecy is just born out of internet jokes.
Pretty much, yeah. An instant viral inside joke.
But here's where it gets really interesting, right? Because what happens when lightning, or maybe just pure coincidence, strikes twice? This is where the prophecy idea really started to accelerate, I think. It showed how a funny idea could kind of solidify into something bigger.
Definitely.
Trisha and Moses welcomed their second daughter, Elvis Paytas Hackman, on May 24, 2024. Now, for Elvis, the supposed reincarnated figure wasn't quite as obvious, which is actually pretty revealing about how these online narratives can shift and evolve.
That's a really important point. The second time around, it gave us a more nuanced look at how these things gain traction. There wasn't one single universally agreed upon figure like with the Queen. But the online community was still actively looking for that connection. You saw a few things happening around Elvis's birth. Just 5 days before, on May 19th, the president of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, died in that helicopter crash. So some people tried to connect him to Elvis.
Okay, I remember that.
But it wasn't as immediate or as widespread as the Queen thing.
Yeah.
What was more fascinating, I think, was this sort of digital anticipation. Like for months before Elvis was born, especially after King Charles III's cancer diagnosis was announced in February 2024, people were already primed. They were expecting another royal connection. The jokes were already flying. Stuff like King Charles about to be reincarnated as an American girl named Elvis, whose older sister is his reincarnated mother named Malibu Barbie. Pure poetry.
Wow, so the internet was already writing the script.
Exactly. It shows how the internet doesn't just react, it actively seeks patterns, sometimes even anticipates them. It's like creating a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, even if the links are way less direct than the first time. It's a classic example of confirmation bias, just on a massive social media scale.
Okay, so confirmation bias, just break that down quickly for listeners who might not know the term in this context.
Sure. Confirmation bias is basically our human tendency to look for or interpret information in a way that confirms what we already believe or expect.
Yeah.
So once that initial queen theory took hold, that first spark of, hey, look at this pattern,
Oh, yeah.
then for a lot of people online, every major death afterwards became potential proof. It reinforced the pattern no matter how, well, tenuous the actual connection might have been.
Right. Your brain wants to see the pattern continue.
Exactly. You start actively looking for evidence, even if you have to stretch things a bit to make it fit.
Which explains something else I saw later on. Some people even tried to, like, retroactively link Elvis to Pope Francis, even though he died much later during Trisha's third pregnancy.
Yes, that's a perfect example. It's like the narrative was constantly being adjusted, retrofitted to keep the pattern going, regardless of the logical jumps required. The collective online mind just wanted that story to hold.
Which, of course, set the stage perfectly for pregnancy number 3.
Absolutely. The internet was primed.
Primed and waiting, basically. Who's it going to be this time? Trisha announced her third pregnancy in March 2025. And you could almost feel the online world holding its breath, metaphorically.
Popcorn-ready.
Totally. So when Pope Francis died on April 21, 2025, while she was pregnant, the speculation just ignited. Immediately, the focus was on him being the next baby. Trisha's comment sections just became this, live prediction market.
Yeah.
People were seriously posting things like, new Pope baby, who's ready? And guys, she just announced she's having another boy. Pope Francis is coming back. It really felt like the internet was trying to manifest this one.
And that collective desire, that push for the pattern to continue, that's exactly how these narratives get solidified online. They gain this incredible momentum. And the latest arrival, well, that just sent the whole theory into hyperdrive, really cemented its place in internet history.
Okay, so get this. Trisha gave birth to her son, Aquaman Moses Paytas Hakman, on July 12, 2025.
Aquaman, another unique name choice.
Right, so the stage was already set. The Trisha Paytas baby theory was a known thing. But then, just 10 days later, July 22nd, the news breaks. Rock legend Ozzy Osbourne passed away at 76.
Wow, 10 days again. The timing for people following the theory was just eerily perfect.
Eerily perfect doesn't even cover it. It was literally hours after Trisha announced Aquaman's birth. She put up an Instagram post, holding the baby, matching blue PJs, very sea-themed.
Right, for Aquaman.
Exactly. Hours later, Ozzy's death is announced. And the internet it absolutely blew up. Trisha started trending worldwide instantly. Her birth announcement comments were just flooded. Messages that were this weird mix of, respectful RIPs and just pure internet absurdity.
What kind of stuff were people saying?
Oh, things like, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, welcome Aquaman, just straight up, welcome back, Ozzy Osbourne. Those were everywhere. There was this one viral tweet with a meme of, Ozzy Osbourne waking up from his afternoon nap and seeing Trisha Paytas cradling him. It was this immediate, widespread connection. It just shows the incredible power of that collective online humor, that shared, almost playful belief system that develops. It was like the internet just collectively declared, okay, it's not a coincidence anymore.
It really is an amazing example of how powerful social media is in shaping how we see things, even when it's clearly based on, pure chance. We're watching digital folklore get created in real time. Irony and maybe some genuine, half-belief start to blur.
Yeah, it stops being just a joke for some people.
Right. It becomes this kind of shared reality almost, a way to entertain ourselves or maybe even make some weird sense of the constant flood of news and events.
It is fascinating how a meme can just morph into this whole quasi-mythology.
Right.
But, okay, well, the internet is having a field day with this, finding it hilarious. What about Trisha? What about the actual person at the center of it all? How has she reacted to being, the internet's chosen reincarnation vessel?
Well, initially her reaction was pretty much what you'd expect. Genuine shock, and she seemed quite embarrassed. After the whole Queen Elizabeth connection blew up, she posted a TikTok. She was very clear, said she did not rebirth the Queen of England. She explained she was actually scared by her name trending like that and felt it was in really poor taste to joke about death that way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she even said, I still don't get the correlation between the two. And she publicly apologized to the royal family because she felt so embarrassed that her name was tied up with the news of the Queen's passing. It felt very human, her reaction to this completely absurd situation.
Well, she started out genuinely distressed by it, but as things often go with internet culture, Her reaction kind of shifted over time, didn't it? We saw a bit of an evolution there.
Absolutely. Over time, she seemed to maybe lean into the absurdity of it all, at least a little bit. By February 2024, on her podcast, Just Trish, she was actually joking about it herself.
Really? What did she say?
She said, and this is a quote, sometimes, and I'm not even being funny, but sometimes I'm like, she does give me Queen Elizabeth vibes. She really does. Talking about Malibu Barbie.
Huh. Okay, so she embraced the chaos a bit.
Yeah, it's that classic move you see sometimes with online personalities, right? You eventually kind of embrace the meme, even if it started out feeling uncomfortable or weird. It's maybe a way to reclaim the narrative, you know?
Yeah, turn the awkwardness into content. It's a survival tactic online, I guess.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's been entirely easy for her, right? It sounds like there's still this underlying, maybe bewilderment or even concern.
Exactly. I think while there's maybe a degree of mild amusement now, the fact that the theory just keeps going has also caused her some real distress, especially as it moved beyond just the Queen.
Okay.
Like, after King Charles's cancer diagnosis during her second pregnancy, she acknowledged it. She said, I get the timing is crazy, I get it, and I get the meme of it all. But then she immediately added, it also terrifies me that people believe in something enough that it's real.
Ah, so that's the core of it, the blurring lines.
I think so. That concern about online jokes bleeding into actual belief. And then again, when Pope Francis died during her third pregnancy, she pointed out how improbable it was logistically. She said she was months away from my due date, not even close this time.
Right, trying to inject some reality back into it.
Yeah, and she openly questioned how the theory kept expanding. She asked, he's not in the British monarchy. Is it just any influential person that dies gets to come reincarnated as my baby? That one I don't get. I don't understand why my womb is carrying all these souls.
That's quite a thing to ponder.
Isn't it? She did mention, kind of randomly, that her dad's name is Francis and she liked the name Pope. But as far as we know, as of late July 2025, she hasn't publicly commented on the whole Aquaman-Ozzy Osbourne connection yet.
Interesting. So her journey with this whole thing has been pretty complex, from shock to a bit of joking acceptance, but always with this kind of undercurrent of genuine worry about how pervasive it's become.
It seems that way, yeah. A really mixed bag.
So wrapping this up, what we've seen unfold basically in real time online is this incredibly wild, constantly shifting Trisha Paytas baby theory. It's just a fascinating look at how a few coincidences can get amplified into this elaborate story, fueled by memes, by shared jokes, blurring that line between humor and some kind of weird, collective, playful belief.
And if you connect it to the bigger picture, it really speaks volumes about, well, fundamental human psychology, doesn't it? Our deep-seated need to find patterns, to create narratives, even where maybe none actually exist.
Yeah, we love a good story.
We do. And it highlights the incredible power of social media, not just to create these collective fictions, often humorous ones, but to spread them at lightning speed. And it does raise an important question, I think, for all of us who spend time online. Where is that line? Between just lighthearted internet fun and the potential for these theories to take on a life of their own, where people genuinely start to wonder, well, maybe there is something to it.
It's a tricky line to navigate. So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Perhaps it's just a really vivid reminder of the power of our collective imagination online. Or maybe just how much we enjoy a good, absolutely wild story, even when we know deep down it's entirely unfounded.
Or maybe mostly unfounded.
Right. Maybe mostly unfounded. So the next time something seems like a bizarre coincidence, especially online, you might just find yourself subconsciously looking for the next internet prophecy waiting to be born.
You just might.